syllabus, supposedly, assessment for student learning 1 has 15 lessons. So, I don't know how to, ano yan siya, to cope with that lesson kasi nasa lesson ano pa lang tayo eh. Anong lesson pa lang nalagay ko sa LMS? Na-open nyo na ba? So, I think it's lesson 7 hanggang lesson 7 pa lang. Tapos nasa midterm na tayo. Sobrang kailangan talaga ano siya, bilis-bilisan or paspasanay, no? Parang I don't know how many days or weeks pa nang naiiwan just to to cover everything. Kasi kung ako lang, I will just cut down some of the topics. Pero kasi Ma'am Dayan is also, I don't know kung may subject siya na assessment 1. Baka magtaka siya kasi halimbawa siyang nagtuturo in the morning. So baka magtaka siya, bakit ang lesson ni Sir Mark sa panggabi dito pa lang na side? So kailangan talaga balance, no? I mean, kailangan ko i-cope lahat ng mga lesson. And I think in your level, you are all fast learners. I trust you naman, 'di ba? Oo. So hindi ko pa naamat-amat check ang mga activities natin from prelim and ito na naman midterm. Pero kung may time talaga ako, oo, uupuan ko talaga yan ng bonggang-bonggang oras. Okay? So now, actually, this lesson was, ano na siya, already posted in our LMS last week, no? It's all about constructing test items, no? How to construct a test item. So we are on our lesson na papalapit tayo. Aside from learning the table of specification, this time we will now proceed with on how to construct a test item properly. So I hope you are now ready. So any problem with our LMS or mga activities? So if, for example, no, may mga problems kayo na-encounter na hindi talaga makaya, sir, yung bago mo na post, sir, kailangan talaga it will take time, 5 days or 1 week. So please tell me kasi I will be considering or there is an adjustment of time of submission, no? Hindi naman talaga ako brutal talaga, no? Kasi ang sa akin lang is that at least nang na-discuss natin ang subject na ito, marami tayong na-cover na lesson, no? Kahit sabihin nating in some universities, assessment for student learning 1 should be in a 1 semester. Sa atin kasi, dahil trimester tayo sa Ramon, so we will going to discuss that only in 1 term. And 1 term, I think, almost mga 3 months lang, no? Okay, so as I said, we are now on Module 8. Our lesson, it's all about the constructing the test items. So there are only 4 general principles, no? In a test, in order to be good, must follow a certain principle. So what are those principles? So first, we have planning. Second, preparing. Third, try out. And fourth is evaluation. So why plan, no? So of course, we were going to plan for the content to be covered. Like me, 'di ba? I am always planning paano ko maabot yung 15 lessons na ma-occupy siya into 3. So kung natapos ko sa prelim ang 4, tapos I'm targeting sa midterm 4 na naman na lesson. So 4, 8, 12, I have only 12 hanggang finals. I have only 12 lessons wherein 15 lesson tayo dapat sa assessment 1. So imagine no, ganun nga bullet. Pero kung hindi ko talaga mahabol, so wala tayong magagawa. Kung maiwan yung 2 lesson, so okay na, let it be, no? Pwede ko din siya ibigay sa inyo in advance. So the second one is what type of test item to be asked. Also, it is part of the plan. And what are the objective that are going to be assessed, no? So for example, yung ginawa natin, no, yung table of specification also for us or for teachers when you prepare an exam, parang it serve as our blueprint. You know what is a blueprint? Ha? Hello, students. You
Outline,
know what
sir.
is a okay? What is a blueprint, by the way?
Outline, sir.
Shape niya kumbaga.
Yes, yes. Outline. Meron pang ibang nagsasagot.
Shape niya
Correct.
kumbaga.
Shape niya,
Frame.
very good, Johnny. Yes, it's parang the framework, the backbone, no? Parang for engineers, they cannot start a building without a blueprint. So for teachers, we cannot start the examination without our blueprint. So as you can see, hindi siya nag-iba doon sa figure ng isang TOS. So we have here the objectives. Pwede mo ilagay dito objectives or even your topic, your contents, no? And then yung taxonomy natin, we have the knowledge, the understanding, and the application. Pwede mo lagyan ng skills, no? Sa atin kasi remembering, ano pa yon? Genevieve, we have remembering, ano pa? Yung tatlo na pin-present ko sa inyo. Understanding, at saka ano yung isa? Processing. Right? Tama ba? Do ako na lang nag-recite, no? Okay. To sum up in planning stage, so first we have the detailed study of the textbook, reference book, or journal to be made, no? So in application, in your case, sa akin, kasi wala tayong mga books, I only rely on our handouts, no? Yung mga lessons posted in the LMS ng ating mga modules. Second is the weightage to be given to different content areas. So I will be, you will be going to weigh, no? Dapat supposedly ang lessons na ito na occupy din doon. Weightage to be given to different instructional objectives. Weightage to be given to different forms of questions, whether there will be a provision for option or not. And what else? Weightage to be given to different categories of difficulty levels. Total marks of test, the time required, condition of administration are to be planned in advance, no? And after all this consideration, a blueprint of the test is to be prepared. Next, so in preparing the test, we have to prepare first is our test items, no? Ano yung mga test items mo? Is it fill in the blanks, multiple choice, ganon. Second, the direction to the test items. Of course, your direction should be clear, no? What else? The direction for administration, the direction for scoring, and a question-wise analysis chart. Okay. So what else? The items, so let's start with preparation for or of preparation of test items. Number one is that items must be prepared in accordance with the blueprint. Of course, kami gani, we have our TOS talaga. So naka-attach sa aming test paper yung TOS namin. No? So second, we have to choose appropriate items in accordance with the instructional objectives. So, kailangan kung ano yung objective mo, yun talaga. We have to follow separate guidelines and rules for construction of essay type, short answer type, and objective type items. Bakit kaya? Bakit kailangan separate guidelines and rules? Who can answer? Na for example, magpa-essay si teacher.
Sir.
Yes, Melieza?
Kay ano sir, iba-iba sila sa level of understanding sir. So iba-iba din ang scores na maano nila sir.
Okay, very good. So, congratulations for that. So another one is for different form of objective type, specific guidelines must be followed. So for example, test 1 mo, true or false. Test 2 mo, matching type. So dapat meron ka talagang form of objective type and specific guidelines, no? Klarong-klaro. The test items must be clear, comprehensive, and free from ambiguity. So what do you mean by ambiguity? Huh? What do you mean by ambiguity? Free from ambiguity. Yes. Sino yung sumagot? Parang mahina ang boses. Hello? Okay. So what else? The different form of test items should be grouped form-wise and preferably items should be assembled from easy to average and difficult. So please take note with that, no? Hindi pwedeng mag-start tayo sa test paper natin ng very difficult, no? Parang it's not appropriate na test 1 mo, mag-fill in the blanks ka na dayon, no? Parang especially for elementary and secondary, parang, di ba? Dapat you start with easy. Usually, ano ba mga test items natin sa easy? What type of test?
Multiple
Everyone,
choice, sir.
Multiple choice,
multiple
sir.
choice. Yun lang. Yun lang ba ang pinakamadali for the students?
True or false, sir?
Ano pa kaya? True or false? Correct, no? At least sa multiple choice, since parang klaro hindi gid sila masero, no? Kasi bisan patakan nila, makascore sila. Sa true or false, amo man. Pero kung mag-fill in the blanks, sabi, no? Talagang masisero sila kasi kung wala hindi talaga alam, sorry talaga. Okay. Also, the direction must be clear and concise, no? Lack of clarity of direction may affect the response of students and there will be or thereby lower the reliability of tests. Naniniwala ba kayo dyan? Yung lack of clarity, lack of clarity may affect the response of students. Naniniwala ba kayo?
Yes, sir.
Why? Oo.
Kaya pag hindi
Did you?
ako klaro, sir,
Oo. Mapekto ng score,
kapag,
no?
yes, sir.
Oo. Ah, anong tawag niyan? Can you share one experience na na-encounter ninyo na the direction is not clear and then you got zero? Hello?
Sa
Sige
mathematics,
nga.
sir. Kasi ang
Yes,
teacher,
Johnny. What is the instruction of the teacher?
ng dasig, sir, wala na siya ga-recap. Pag na-explain niya na, hindi na
Okay. Meron palang ganon. Dasig. Tapos hindi pa kayo allowed mag-ask ng question now or request again to repeat. Sabihin mo, sir, kanang mahirap lagi. I mean, give one example in the examination that the instruction is not clear and you got zero. Naka-experience kayo ng ganyan? Parang wala. Ang tatalino nyo naman kung ganun. Wala, gid? Sa buong buhay nyo? So for how many years in studying from elementary grades to high school, to senior high school, to college? Klaro lahat ng mga exam na na-take ninyo? Ha? Hello? Are you still there? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Oh, yes, sir. O, sige. Talagang wala kayo ma-share. You know what? Sige, ako na lang mag-share. Oo. Kasi, when I am, masteral na ako ha, when I'm taking up my master's degree, kasi nga ang master's ko is general science. So we have one of the subject, yung physics, general physics. Yung instruction pala ng teacher is, hindi yan na-emphasize kasi sa direction na it should be capital. Right, true or false? True or false lang ha? I know. Is it, ano pala, multiple choice, pero we will going to write the letter of the correct answer. Multiple choice siya. Pero hindi kasi nakalagay sa instruction na it should be written in capital. Ang nalagay niya lang doon na example, right, true, king capital niyang true. O, tama man din siya, di ba? And false if it is wrong. O, ganun ang instruction ng teacher. Pero, I've siguro kayo because of cramming, syempre kakabahan ka kasi physics exam, may solving. So I didn't notice that it should be in capital. So dahil nga sobra akong bilis mag-answer, ganun kasi ako, no? So I write it in small, no, hindi siya capital. So I got ano, tamang tama lang na makapasa pero mababa. Sabi ko, eh ganun pala, no? So dapat it should be clear din, no? Our instruction with our students, it should be clear kasi sometimes it will affect the respond talaga. Now, if necessary, a demonstration for responding an item be given. Bakit iba yung treatment natin sa high school and elementary? Kung hindi talaga naintindihan, you should conduct a demonstration on how to respond. No, wag natin i-treat yung mga estudyante natin na pang college level, no, for example in elementary kasi nga yung level ng kanyang understanding mababa pa. What else? So letter C is preparation of direction for the administration, no? Um when the test is to be administered, no? There should be a clear direction. What else? Within what time limit, no? Sometimes, nasa direction yan ng test paper kung how to administer, what time limit, and if the test has separate sections, time limits to cover each section be mentioned, and the material required to the test if any. So ako naman, kung magbibigay ako ng exam sa inyo, iba orally, ginasabi ko naman ko anong time. Okay. So, letter D, preparation of direction for scoring. Importante din ito. So, to facilitate objectivity scoring, key are to be provided, no? Meron talaga mo itong question number 1, 2, 3 and our scoring key, no? Ganyan. So for short answers type or essay type, marking schemes are also to be prepared. So for example, when you prepare a test paper, you should have also your answer key or yung scoring key natin. So preparation for question-wise analysis chart naman, here is the chart shows the content area, the test types, your marks allotted, the objectives, different difficulty level, the total time to be taken for taking the test. It helps to check whether the test has been prepared as per the blueprint or not, and it helps at the time of editing form of the test. Okay. Number three, third principle is try out of the test. Why we should have the tryout? Meaning, it's the preparation of preliminary form of test items. So, number one, we have the preliminary tryout. Meaning, at this stage, 10 to 15 students of difficult abilities are selected and test is administered. Actually, meron talagang dapat ganyan, no? Before you conduct the test, may mga tryout. Okay? What else? It aims to detect any mistake or its omission, whether time allotted is sufficient or not, and after due correction, the test is edited. It should be edited. It's not edited. No mistake or emission siguro ito ba? Ano ba naman yung PowerPoint na ito? Okay. So usually, ang mga test na mga ganito, kasi sa atin, kasi hindi na tayo mag-try out, no? Pang one time, big time na lang talaga. Usually ginagamit ito ng mga test sa mga nagka-conduct ng research, no? For example, when you conduct a survey, dapat you should have the tryout of the test. So kung mag third year kayo, you will have your thesis writing, no? If you choose a quantitative research, dapat bago mo mag-conduct ng survey or ng test to your respondents, merong mga ganito tryout. Pero usually walang mga estudyante ang gumagawa na nito. Diretso na sila sabak, no? Kaya sometimes yung result ng kanilang answers in the questionnaire or kanilang instrument, sometimes questionable talaga kasi nga walang tryout of the test. And the part 2 is the final tryout, meaning the test is administered on a representative sample. So what is the purpose of having the tryout? So first is to identify the defective or ambiguous items. Yes, kasi nga wala tayong perfect na test talaga. Second is to discover the weakness in mechanisms of test administration. No? Ito, yung mga tryout, sometimes ginagawa din ito, for example, sa mga let takers, PRZ exam, bago ang examination, actually nag-try out yan sila. No, nag-practice yan sila. To identify the non-functioning distractors in MC questions, to provide data for determining the difficulty level of items, to provide data for determining discriminating value of items, no? Ano yung mga questions na hindi effective, okay, to determine the number of items to be included in the final form and to determine the time limit for final form. Kasi sometimes, yung kahit sabihin natin 1 hour lang yung exam, pero ang gi-prepare mo nga exam is pang 2 hours, so parang it's not applicable talaga. No? So this should be a tryout. And also for scoring, no? After tryout, the answer sheets are scored as per scoring key and scores will be useful at the evaluation stage for item analysis. Okay, the last principle, no, mentioned is evaluating the test. We will going to evaluate the test. So item analysis, how to evaluate that? determining the validity of the test, determining the reliability, and even assessing the usability of the test. So let's start with item analysis. Are you still there? Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Oo. So okay lang, laban lang tayo. Madali na ito. Kung matapos ito, rest na tayo. 'Di ba? Parang nag-deadline na yung mga activity natin nitong ganito, no? Constructing of test items. Last Sunday yata, no? Yung mga activity. Siguro na-answeran nyo lahat or meron pang hindi?
May
Carry lang.
isang item na wala, sir.
Sir, ako.
Wala
Wala,
pa. So
sir.
gusto nyo i-open natin ulit.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
grabe kay
Sige, sir.
Princess. Sigaw, sigaw. Yes, yes, sir. Okay. Sige lang. Oo, sige. I-open ko, i-chat nyo lang ako kung ano mga items doon ang hindi nyo pa masyadong na-answeran. Kasi as I scan, no, actually, those are just the modules or that is the module coming from the department. So, hindi ko pa siya scan. Doon ko lang siya na-scan ng gina-post ko. Ay, mag-interview ng teacher, manonood ng YouTube, video clips, no? Parang it will reinforce you talaga naman on how to prepare, no? Kaya ako, I do not only limit what is written on our LMS so mga lecture type kasi I also explore from other sources and other PowerPoint para naman madagdagan pa yung mga knowledge ninyo. So in item analysis, now let's continue. The worth of an item is judged from the three main angles or V's. When I say V's, concerns. First is the difficulty index of items. Second is the discriminating power of index. And the third is the internal consistency with the whole test. So how is that? So may konting-konti lang talaga na solving. So for item difficulty, it is desirable that the items of medium of difficulty level. So we have two methods. First method for item difficulty, merong formula na ID equals to R over N times 100. R represents the correct answer or the number of assessee answering correctly, and the N is the total number of takers or assessee. So yan lang ang magkuha ng pwedeng method 1, item difficulty. Here, the greater value of ID is here is the test items, and usually ID value from 15 to 85 are retained. So kung halimbawa, we have 15 to 85 are retained, so good na yan siya. Now, another method is ID equals to W over N times 100. Yung pinagkaiba niya lang, dito naman ika-count natin yung mga wrong answers or wrongly or omitted by the assessee or our takers. And the last one is N is the total number of our assessee. So yun siya ang pagkuha ng item difficulty. Kami, in the public school, halimbawa magkakaroon ng NAT exam or National Achievement Test. So, ang ginagawa namin, sometimes it's part of the observation sa amin ng mga master teachers, pinapa-count talaga. Halimbawa, nagpa-quiz kami ng 1 to 10. It will consume talaga time, ha? Bakit, class? Okay, magsabi ko, who got correct answer for number 1? Taas sa mga kamot. Ang buong estudyante ko is 30. Okay, bilang-bilangin mo talaga. Okay, there are 28 students. Who got question number 2? So, dito pa lang naubos ng time mo, sige bilang. No? Pero that would be the proper way in conducting the test item. Kasi doon pa lang sa formative test mo, malalaman mo na kung anong question na hihirapan nila. Kasi kung nasa public school ka, tomorrow, kapag maraming estudyante talaga hindi nakapasa sa quiz mo, sa formative test mo, dapat you should repeat the lesson tomorrow. Oh, carry mo? So magmaestra ka pa, paliwaton kaliwat, liwaton mo ang lesson, repeat the lesson but in different strategy, no? Kung ano mga biga-biga mo sa klase mo, grabe imong activity o tomorrow kasi failed ka sa formative test, maraming nakakuha ng low scores, so you will going to repeat the ano. Pero you know what, in the actual, kung nasa public school ka na, hindi na yan siya nasusunod, no? Kasi sino ba naman ang teacher magliwat-liwat, no? Malate ka sa klase mo, 'di ba? Ano, what can you say? Kaya nyo? Kung magiging teacher kayo, nagpa-quiz ka 1 to 5 and you have 15 students, then out of 15, usually ang mga grades nila may mga 2, 1. So you should repeat the lesson. Di ano, uli-ulitin mong lesson mo. Hello? Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So wala na tayong lesson. Tapos na. Bakit nag-stop ito about discriminating index? So wala na siguro kasi yun siya. You know what, class? I'm also thinking, no, maganda din itong part ng anong tawag niyan, ng isang research paper. Kasi meron isang teacher doon sa, parang sa San Miguel, Norala, si Ma'am Lily. No? School head din siya ngayon ng El Nunuk Elementary School. Gikandak niya talaga itong research nito about item analysis. No? Yung nagawa siya ng sa Excel, no? Talagang nag-compute siya on how to count yung mga yung mga test difficulty sa mga items na nahirapan mo estudyante para si teacher hindi na siya mag-count-count. And it's magandang strategy din ng mga ganun. So biruin nyo ha, grabe ang mga teachers ngayon. You think of a good innovation, no? Para kung gusto mo talaga ma-promote, makilala ka sa Department of Education that you are good and you think of a good innovation in assessment, in ano-ano pa. So, wala na, hindi na makatudlo maayo si teacher kay dodamo ginapobra kay teacher. No, nagapahimo kami research, kapahimo sa mga ganito ganyan. So, I do hope na when you become a teacher, 1 year pa lang sa teaching, fresh pa, sumisipa. Pero kung mag 2 years sa 3 years na wala na, agnas na ang mga teacher, no? Yung parang stress na sa work. Okay? So, any questions before we end? So, tomorrow we will have another lesson na naman. No, diretso-diretso na kasi mga fast learner man kayo, no? Hindi na ako magbibigay ng mga assignment kasi sa activity pa lang over na over na. Okay? So, any questions? Parang tahimik nyo lagi tonight. Tulog ba kayong lahat?
Kapoy, sir.
Kapoy sa ano, Rodel? Ha? Ano na kapoy mo?
Sa mga activities po naman, sir.
Sa mga activities. Kaning si Roger ba? Mga itsosera gini si Roger kapoy sa pagpalangga. Kanang basta about mga palangga, uyab-uyab, mga active-active gina si Roger. Pero kung sa recitation, silent.
Joke lang, sir.
Ay, joke lang. Okay. So, I hope that we can have our face-to-face next year, no? Para I can see your faces naman here in school. Parang matutuloy talaga, no? According to Ma'am Dayan, actually we talk. Mama ko, Ma'am, madayon ba ang education courses or baka pili lang yung may mga skills lang na course? So sabi niya, sir, dahil nasa level 2 tayo, pakunti ng pakunti, parang lahat yata ng courses, no? Pero kailangan yung papasok sa school is fully vaccinated. So kung hindi naka-vaccine, online-online gihapon eh. O ano pa? Wala na? Silent kid ka mo ba? As in. So, alam kong hindi lang kayo ang pagod, no? Ako din pagod, no? So, I will give you time to rest, no? 30 minutes lang tayo, hindi pa gan nakaubos. So, let's have now our pictorials. Please turn on your camera. May I request, sino gani yon? Andrade? Siya ba yon?
Yes, sir.
Tama lagi, okay. Ang iban, may mga habol na, Is it Meliesa? Sino to natulog sa sofa? Nakahabol, gid. Mga higa. Okay na, Miss Andrade? Napicturean na?
Wala pa, sir. Dali lang.
Okay. Grabe, no? Yung parang mga call center kita sini, taga-gabi-gabi, kailang alive-alive, gid kita sini ba? Ay, si Junel, parang kapoy din.
Okay na, sir.
Okay na. So, thank you so much for your participation. I will give you time to rest. Okay lang, baka magreklamo ka mo nga agad na nag-dismiss, ha? Okay lang sa inyo? Mag-rest na tayo? Okay
Okay lang.
lang?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Basta, Oh, i-open nyo na yung LMS, explore nyo na, and you can start answering. Okay, good night everyone. Thank you for the attendance.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
sir. Good night.
Bye, sir. Thank
Bye,
you,
sir.
sir.